What's going on? Jim here from Grassroots Piano. Today I am going to talk a little bit about layering learning for the new adult piano learner who's getting into reading music. And it's not that exciting. It's not the fun and shiny stuff to learn. And I'm bringing this up because there are some good videos out there, but there's also many videos that will show you cool little tricks and flashy things to get you all excited, but it's really not laying a foundation for you. And that really frustrates me as a teacher, because once you start getting cracks in your foundation, you're going to hit the wall and you're not going to be enjoying the process of learning, because you're just kind of grabbing what you want and how you want, which is exciting. But you're going to get to a point wondering, why can't I get through a whole song? Why can't I work on this piece? It doesn't seem that hard. And that's because we have to put the brakes on and be really patient. I have seen this over and over again. I'm not sure why. It seems to be more within the musical realm, but if I want to learn to cook or whatever it is, you have to go through the steps. That doesn't mean you have to play boring stuff forever. That doesn't mean you have to play little kid songs. It just means just get some of the basics down. And the big secret is, and I think any teacher will say this, consistency. Just try a little bit each day. That's really important to speak about and make sure I resonate that with everyone, because it's worth repeating every day. What we're going to do today is I'm just going to show some of the notes on the piano and some goals for you to get some reading down. And you want to do this kind of learning in little small bits and stay consistent. As you get going, the bits, little bit by little bit, you end up saying bit a lot. But anyway, you end up learning definitely long-term much better, because improvement is measured in small increments. And a self-plug here, I do have a piano course, and a good amount of it is free, so you can take advantage of that and check it out. And then later on in the course, it gets pretty in-depth and gets you playing and naming notes and all that. All right, so we're going to take a look at the keyboard, and we're just, for today, focusing on some basic ways to learn how to read. Hey, could you hit the like button? Helps out, thanks. And the first thing I want to talk about is the right hand, 1 finger, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see on the screen we have some music, and if we look at that line going through the note, that is middle C, and that middle C is here on this keyboard. Generally it is in the middle of the keyboard. And us geeks could talk about a lot of things with just a very narrow part, but I'm just going to get into some reading music. So C position is really a common position to play. So we're going to look at a C 5-finger position, but you can see on the screen that I only have a few notes there. We're going to go over that in a second. The first thing I want to try is to see if we can get our thumb on C, 2 on D, E, we got our 3, 4 on F, 5 on G. It's going to be very normal. If you haven't been playing much, when you're playing, you might kind of do the flailing finger thing like that. So we're going to really try to train our muscles. And to do this is consistency a little bit each day. A friend of mine who's an adult learning piano, she mentioned that she just does a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon. So you're training your hands. A good way to do this is a common technique, is we're going to turn our hand over, and then we're here, and then we are going to turn it back here. So we're going to have fingers curved. Some people say ball or cupped. Here's the thing, it's going to just take time. Think fingers curved and try to avoid flat hands. So now we're just going to play the keyboard without worrying about the music yet, and then we're just going up and go as slow as you want. These fingers are going to give you some hard time. So I tell students that if you're doing this, that's normal, but try to use arm weight as well when you're playing. And this is what I was talking about. This is not the fun stuff, but just a little bit. I don't know how long this video is right now, but with you just doing this and playing, you get better, because once you get this technique down, you can start playing more, but pieces, if you will. So I am going to go ahead and talk what's on the screen. We have middle C, and in music, every line, every space represents a note. Don't forget that. So we got middle C, and then we're going to go up. And after you see the F, by the way, you can see that as a musical term, forte. But the only thing we're going to talk about right now is the notes on the staff. We have middle C, and then the next measure we have D, And then we have C again. I have the screen over there by mistake. And then we have D. And just going back and forth. And you can say the pitches as you're playing them. We're not rhythm, we're not doing counting and all that. And then we're going to the E. And that's my third finger. And I do have that note head labeled for now, brand new. And then back to D. And then later in the exercise, goes to C. If you're finding like, okay, Jim, this is really simple, this is kiddie stuff, well, I don't know why you want to say kiddie stuff, but maybe because it sounds so simple, but that's how you learn, and you'll learn faster. Another thing I call the 2 S's. If you go slow and steady, you'll learn faster because you're giving your brain a chance to dive in, especially if you are an adult that's working a lot and you have family and all that stuff. What I just spoke about is the hand position. That was the first goal. And the next goal is reading the notes from middle C, going up a step to D, and then going up to E. And that's our third finger there. And you can practice that and say the notes. And then after a while, check it out, you are not moving your hand anywhere. It's just here. So then if you have the printout, try to look at the music and just trust, have the instincts, trust your hands and what they're doing, and they're just playing these notes. And once you keep at this, it gets a lot better. All right, so that is a good example of layering learning. What we're doing to improve faster is we're simplifying. Hand position, pitches on the staff. The next one is, if we're comfortable with those pitches, the rhythm. In this rhythm, if you're not familiar with it, it's simply a whole note and it will sustain for 4 counts. So the rhythm will hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm counting the beats. And the beat is the pulse, the steadiness, the rhythm is the long and short sounds. So when you're ready, you can try to practice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, 4, and 2. Then we go to that E, 4, and 3, 4. I am doing some of this from memory because the music you can see on the screen, it's far away, so I'm like, I think that's right. I apologize. I'll put something in the comments if it's not. Now we did 3 things. And maybe when you're doing the rhythm, you might not keep it that steady because all of a sudden your hand might get flat. Listen, as I'm doing this recording, I'm not perfect. I kind of had a little flub up of the word or something. Getting to the instrument is the goal. And then getting to the instrument with patience and learning how to play is a goal. I really think if you decide to try out that free part of the course, and if you try to improve and be consistent with yourself, you'll see the goals. So we outlined just 3 things right now. We outlined the more or less 3 things, but we talked about the finger numbers, hand position, the C 5-finger position, that's it. And then we thought about keywords. Fingers curved, avoid flat hands, kind of doing this, okay? And then we talked about just 3 pitches on the staff, middle C, D, and E. And I think Beethoven only used 2 pitches for the 5th. So you have to start at a slower pace. Just do yourself a favor when you're scrolling and going through YouTube, really resonate with something that works for you. Resonate that you are learning correctly. Have that practice journal that I've suggested in the past, and I'll leave a link somewhere in the description. That is the layering of learning, and then when you're ready, you go to the next section, maybe working with the left hand or adding a pitch. That's how I'm building it. I'm working on a book, and I am working on building things slowly, and then as we build and grow, we can start adding in other nuances. All right, so let me know where your learning is at, and if you're still here listening to the video and watching me, you're in good shape, and I'm excited for you because that's what it takes to play an instrument, is patience, sitting in the moment, and going for it. All right, I'll see, or hopefully see all of you real soon. Gotta go. Bye-bye.